Hi guys, and welcome to the next video on this further maths course for you, dealing with box plots and shapes of distributions. We're building up a picture. Why are we building up a picture? Because at some point you're going to do exams that need you to talk about it. Further maths is not just about calculations, it's about describing stuff. And we're going to teach you today how to change or relate your box plot that we've dealt with in a previous video to shapes of distributions, which funnily enough we've also dealt with in a previous video. Building up this maths one section at a time is actually going to turn you into massively awesome mathematicians. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hi, I'm Darren, MaffsGuru. And if you are an old hand, hi, welcome back. Good to see you. Now, I'm a little bit odd. I had a horrible maths career at school, didn't really understand maths, and I had spent all of my time trying to work out how to make it better for you. And the way to make it better for you is just to explain it really well. That's what I plan to do. Now, if you haven't already done so, there's a red arrow appearing over there. Could you do me the honor, please, of subscribing? Knowing that people watching this video means the world to me. I'm actually one person in a room trying to do a pretty big job, and your support is greatly appreciated. If you can tell your friends as well to subscribe, I would be stoked, and it allows me to keep doing these videos and enjoying them. What are we doing? Well, this lesson we've already dealt with the 5-number summary. That was the previous video that was uploaded the day before, and box plots. God, there's so much going on in this course. And even before that, as I said, we dealt with the idea of data that is symmetrical, positively skewed, and negatively skewed. So if you remember, as a quick recap, if we have data, something that is distributed symmetrically will have it looking about the same either side of some sort of central mark, the median. Now, the positively skewed and the negatively skewed are the ones that throw me all the time. Positively skewed actually is this one here, which is counter to what it is because it's more towards the negative side, again centered around some sort of median value. And I suppose if that is the positively skewed, then the negatively skewed must be something like this, again centered around some sort of median, some sort of point. So what does that mean in terms of box plots? Well, if you remember, a box plot is one of those wonderful little diagrams that deals with a 5-number summary. We have the minimum value, we have the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and a maximum value. So I suppose the question would be, if I ended up with a box plot that looked like this, he said, drawing it as accurately as you can, would you say that roughly speaking, all of those sections, all of those 25% are the same size? Well, I would. Now, if that's the case, if all of them are around the same size, it means that 25% of the data fits into each one. And so I would suggest drawing a line above it, that if this is my median point here, looking at my data, it seems reasonably symmetrical. Now, again, I'm going to struggle to draw these beautifully, but generally speaking, what we are going to see here is that my data is symmetrical if this 25%, that 25%, that 25%, and that 25% are all roughly the same size. Tick, that's symmetric distribution. So now, looking at a box plot that looks like that, you can turn around in an exam, if they give you just the box plot and go, ha ha ha, that data is symmetrical. What about if it's a positively skewed distribution? Once again, remember, it's counterintuitive. It's going to be like this. What do you notice about the end of my data here? It seems to have quite a long tail, okay? So if it's got a long tail, does that mean all of my sections are going to be the same? No. So what I would probably suggest was, if I had short, my median's going to be off center, and I'm going to have a long tail. So notice now that we have a short section here, a short section here, but a longer section there. And if we were to draw that with a scale, trying to draw it, let's see, this is my median value. And it seems to be that the data on the left-hand side is squished together. The data on the right-hand side is further apart. And I don't know. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That seems to be a fairly positively skewed distribution. Now, what do you reckon a negatively skewed distribution is? That is so hard to say. Oh, I need to get my teeth in. Well, probably the opposite of what we've just done. So negatively skewed, remember, what does that look like generally speaking? That's more towards the positive side. There is my center value. So I would suggest that my box plot is going to be squished up on the right hand side and longer on the left hand side. So longer on the left hand side. Here is my box. Here is a short section here, and there is my median value. Just rubbing that little bit out so it looks more central. So see what we mean there? Again, this line here is not center. That median is not center. If I was to draw this in terms of a distribution, there's my dotted line. This has got a much longer tail, and then it comes down much, much quicker. Oh, negatively skewed. Life is really, really good. Now, actually, this is a really short video, thankfully, because now I'm just dealing with the final one, which is distributions with outliers. What do outliers look like? Well, we know what they look like. They look like some sort of information just at the end, and we know what that would look like. So if I had an example of data that looked maybe like this, and then we had one little section on the end, well, hopefully we'd realize that this here would be the dot, that outlier that sat outside my upper fence. What would my box plot look like for this section of my data though? Well, actually, it seems fairly symmetric, yes? So I would suggest we could have this, 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 and this. Yep, we can even put that in the middle. So there is my box plot. And I would have that one outlier out there. Would that work? Well, here is my center value. I'm going to go up roughly and down. And then I can draw that one little box outside, and I am done. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not anything else I can talk to you about with this lesson. It's nuts, really. It's probably one of the simplest ones out there. Almost done, but once again, just remember, the point of drawing box plots is to be able to A, compare data sets. We haven't done a lot on comparing data sets, but B, to talk about the shape of the distribution. And using this video, you should now have all your information you need to know. The notes are downloadable from MaffsGuru.com within a day or so of me uploading this to YouTube, and so you can download them, stick them in your summary books, do what you need to do. But if you haven't already done so, can you do me a favor? Over there is a circly thing that asks you to subscribe. Please click it, let your friends know, greatly appreciated. And below it is a video loading. If you can, leave a comment below and tell me whether you enjoyed the lesson. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off and look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. MaffsGuru out.